Welcome back to the Bergs. I don't need to do an intro. Intros are fucking cringe, dude. Intros are gay. I'm gonna talk about Skankfest. It's been I've been back for long enough to where I should have done this already, but got to recap it sooner than later before I forget all the details. It was a incredible weekend. Skankfest is a music festival. I mean, it's a comedy festival that works kind of like a music festival where there's a bunch of different stages with a bunch of different artists, and those artists just happen to be comedians. You guessed it. But there's nothing like it, man. There's nothing like it, 'cause there's a core group of dudes, the Legion of Skanks, which is a podcast, which is several comedians. And then it's like all their friends who are all top level comedians. So it's all like the best comedians and my personal favorite comedians all in one place with a bunch of fans of that type of comedy, which means they're probably going to like my kind of comedy because I like their favorite comedians, and just it's a whole vibe, man, where everyone's just on the same page. Everyone has the same sense of humor, and it is rather degenerate. But it's cool, man. I feel like there's nothing else really like this. And before I get into it, I just want to mention a few things going on in my personal life. Number one, I got elected to be one of the board of directors of my HOA for my neighborhood. So I have authority locally, and I'm on my way to becoming president. We had an HOA meeting for the first time, and I met the other HOA people, and they were pretty normal, mostly white people. And I suggested that we start a sweet potato farm because they're easy to grow and very nutrient dense. And they like that idea. And we'll see if anything comes of it. So far, it's been a real nightmare getting everyone's schedules to line up. And you may be thinking, why would you do that? And if you are thinking that, you don't get me and you don't get yourself. Because life's all about just collecting all the points, going on the side quests, maximizing all skills in all areas and accomplishments in whatever way possible. Also, if it's the HOA managers that could bother me, then if I can get in, then I can't bother myself. I don't know. It's one less thing that could overpower me because now I am the power. I have. I don't really know what to do with it, honestly. I don't feel like anything has changed except now I'm in a WhatsApp group chat with a bunch of Karens, and I'll throw my 2 cents in every once and then, but I don't know. I guess I gotta wait for that first board meeting to really get serious. I've been exploring other avenues of generating income from whatever the hell this is. And I started streaming on Pump Fund, which is a crypto site. And I just started launching coins and just live streaming. Just doing this. Doing what I'm doing right now on a different platform. And I launched Faggot Coin. And it went up to a $36,000 market cap. And I made like $600 from streaming for 2 or 3 hours or something. So that was another accomplishment. Oddly enough, sure, it's called Faggot Coin, but also I made like $600. That's cool. Any way you slice it. I feel like God has a sense of humor. And the more you try to do things as a joke, the more of a reward you get back from the universe. That's not advice. That's my personal experience, though. I get it. We're different. Probably won't work for most people. Works for me. Anyways, Skankfest is a 3-day long festival in New Orleans, Louisiana. I went there once before with an ex-girlfriend back when my mom was dating a pilot. So I was on the standby list. So we got to fly to New Orleans for like $50 for the both of us. And then we got there, we went out and got hammered for a little bit, and then it started raining. And we just went right back to the airport and went back home. So I didn't really have an experience of Louisiana, New Orleans. But this time, the weather was impeccable. I couldn't have asked for better weather. And found some nice little Airbnb right next to the first night venue, which was cool. But it was a drive from the next couple of nights. I'm trying to trim the fat here. There's a lot of stuff that is not even entertaining to talk about. But yeah, the first night was cool, man. It was just a bunch of people hanging out at a parking lot. And everyone was kind of on the same vibe of like, I don't know what to do here, but I see a lot of people that I like and a lot of my heroes are here. So this is really cool, but also I'm kind of uncomfortable. I heard that vibe from like a lot of people. And I get it too, but it was... People were referring to it as an after party, but it was a parking lot there was one Bluetooth speaker about this big. But yeah, we were all just hanging out with our heroes, just legends. Too many to name drop, but if you can think of them, they were probably there. Like every big comedian for the most part. And I had an artist pass this time because I was on the festival doing the Naked Roast, which is a roast battle that you do while you're both naked. And everyone I told that to was like, why the fuck would you do that? Don't do that. And if I've learned anything, folks, whenever people are telling you not to do something, that's when you know that you should do it. Not that it swayed my opinion at all. It was just very interesting seeing people be shocked that I would do something crazy. I don't know. I figured it was pretty on brand. I didn't really see anything out of the ordinary with doing it. Plus, I look great naked. I look better naked than clothed. So what am I risking here? I don't have a small dick, and I know that because I've pissed off women before, and they've never said that. They've said it's usually about like who I am as a person. And fair enough. But, if you have a small dick, you'd probably hear about it from people that you pissed off. I haven't heard that. So I'm thinking, what do I got to lose? I mean, I could bomb, obviously. Yes, that would be terrible. And bombing naked would be double bad. But you got to risk it to get the brisket. I was like, I'm thinking of all these things I could do with my penis that I've never have the opportunity to do in regular life or regular comedy, and I'll get into what that was in a bit here, but I'm just thinking about doing this and all I see is opportunity. And also if I bomb, that would suck. But yeah, as it got up to it, I wasn't nervous. People always ask me if I'm nervous, and I'm like, yeah, like kind of always, but not any extra. But by the end of it, by the end of the waiting time to begin to get like right before the show, right before the roast, I was just like, dude, I just want to get this over with. I'm thinking about all my jokes. I'm like, I don't know which ones are gonna crush. The nudity part, fine. I didn't really care. It was the potentially bombing in front of 2,000 people that was concerning. But also, even if it did happen, still, whatever. Could have gotten over it. But I was battling this chick. Nice lady, but she's only a year and a half into comedy. Which, if you know anything about comedy, you need to be doing comedy for at least like 3 years to be funny. And at that point, that's when you figure out how to be like actually good. But I've never seen anyone be funny under 3 years. And that's not to say as soon as you hit 3 years, that's when you become funny. I'm just saying that's like bare minimum. So I was kind of just counting on her jokes bombing and mine just like barely getting there. Because the roast battle it's angled, first of all, against me. Usually when I do roast battle, they're like, look at this fucking guy. He's jacked. What a faggot. What a douche. And then the whole crowd's like, yeah, fuck that guy. And looking like this is bad for roast battle. But I can't complain because it's great everywhere else in life. So just that one part, not great for. Also, everyone's going to the naked roast battle to see the tits. No, sure, there's definitely some homos there to see my dick, but the tits are priority. So this room of 2,000 people, most of them want to see tits. So as soon as the chick comes out, everyone starts cheering. As soon as you see tits, standing ovation. You see the guy come out with his dick out, you're like, okay, thanks for being here. But when the tits come out, you're like, yeah, that's what we want to see. And so I'm already on an uphill battle here. And my first joke, I said that I'm battling a woman, right? So I'm like, this is my impression of her. And I tuck my dick, I do the mangina, and I go, I'm a stupid bitch. And it crushes. And then she made, I don't remember her jokes. They're about, I think her jokes were just about me like beating women and roofing people, which, real original. No, I mean, I get those every time. I'm not, I'm not shitting on her. I mean, you look at me and you're like, yeah, that's what I'm going to say. I get it. But I just don't remember what the jokes were. And then I said, she kind of had a big nose. She's pretty, but she had a big enough nose for me to use this joke that I wanted to use before I even knew who I was battling. And, well, I just wanted to like call her a Jew, you know. So I said, I was like, yeah, she says she's not Jewish, but she has resting, filthy fucking kike face. And they loved that. And then here's where it gets serious. I took my penis and I did a Sig Heil. I did a Heil Dickler. I want you to just appreciate the innovation that I portrayed in that moment. Because that was I just thought of that. And after, I had a feeling that this was a moment in comedy history. I don't think anyone's done that before, at least not since the 40s. And this suspicion was confirmed to me by dozens of people came up and were like, dude, the Heil Dickler, man, that's like on par with the invention of the wheel, the discovery of fire. Like you really created something. You discovered something here today. And I was like, God damn it. All 20 of you are right. I'm a genius. And then one of the judges on the roast panel was like, hey, I'll fuck you. And she was pretty hot, but I stretched my penis over my wrist and I was like, let me see how much time I got. Hit her with the wristwatch. So we got the trifecta here, folks. We got the mangina, we got the wristwatch, and then my personal special, the Heil Dickler. So I won the roast battle. I had people coming up to me all weekend like, dude, you're hilarious. And you have a very nice penis. It was weird. But, not a bad compliment. Not a bad compliment at all. Both of them. Together, I'll take it. And you may be thinking, like, that must have felt good. And it's like, it was whatever. If it's that nice, why don't you start sucking it, all right? Right here, in front of everyone. On stage. Imagine if we banged on stage. That would have been crazy. But yeah, it was hard I couldn't tell anyone that I was doing it because I would be calling people I'd be like, let me run these jokes by you. I'm doing this naked roast. And they'd be all hung up there. You're doing a roast naked? I'm like, look, I don't have time to explain this or talk about this. I need to go through the jokes. And like 5 people wouldn't let me get through that part. So I just had to hang up on them and call someone else. I'm like, I just need to go through these jokes. I forgot what other jokes I had. I said that she's you got to know your audience when it comes to roast battle. You got to know that the smart, clever jokes, longer jokes don't really work. Shorter, shock value, hacky, like shitty jokes. Shitty jokes work better in a roast battle than if you're doing a 40-minute spot, because you hear jokes in roast battle where you're like, I've heard that before, or I've said that before. Or, the bar is low. The bar is low. It's about being quick and punchy. So a bunch of my favorite comedians saw my penis. I'm not bragging and I'm not ashamed. I'm just telling you the facts. A bunch of people that I respect saw me naked. Funny how life works. And yeah, it's weird, man, because it's like it's a humiliation ritual, really. So I should have a special soon. That or the 9 abortions should have helped me with that. How come this devil Jew magic doesn't work for the rest of us? You got to be one of the elites, huh? Speaking of the elites, dude, crazy shit coming out with Jeffrey Epstein. Crazy shit. He was one of the investors in Bitcoin core development. Fuck. What if Jeffrey Epstein is Satoshi Nakamoto? Fuck. I mean, that does kind of make sense because it was initially kind of like a seedy, sketchy way to just transfer money anonymously. But that's one of the reasons why you should believe in Bitcoin even more, because it's like, bro, the politicians, the elites are not going to slow down moving their secret money. So you might as well profit off of what they're profiting from. Anyways, I'm not trying to get too into Epstein. Or am I? Fuck it, dude. What else? Bill Gates said that he loves Jeffrey Epstein. And if you recall, Bill Gates and Melinda Gates got divorced because he was spending too much time with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of stuff's coming up that was already here. Epstein had a video of Donald Trump blowing either Bill Clinton or Ghislaine Maxwell's horse. So does that mean the left likes him now because he's gay? He's part of the LGBT if he's blowing dudes. Does that change anything or does it... I mean, Trump is a lifelong Democrat. People seem to forget that he was always a Democrat his whole life when he amassed all those billions of dollars and succeeded all throughout his career. And then he became a Republican and ran for office. So he's more of a Democrat. If you gauge by the amount of time spent in each party, he's mostly a Democrat. How's my hair? Then, fuck, dude. Just hanging out with so many awesome fucking people. Everyone I talked to was the best. It was either, connecting with peers was dope. Connecting with my heroes was dope. And there was a couple people that, recognized me or followed my shit or that were, fanning me. I don't know what you call that. I wouldn't say they're fans yet, but they will be. And just those 3 tiers of connection was cool. I'm all fired up about Epstein now. He had a nuclear missile silo on his Zorro Ranch in New Mexico, kind of near Area 51. Now I'm thinking, are they trafficking kids in the UFOs? Is that what that's about? And Epstein was trying to seed his seed into 20 women to have an army of babies and then tweak their genetics to be superhumans. And now I'm thinking the whole sex trade part is a distraction from the scientific experiments they're conducting on humanity. Now I'm thinking, okay, now that we know, because think about it. When you have sex with adult women, that's not your whole life. even if you're rich, you're still doing a bunch of other shit. You're working on stuff. You're building things. And then, sure, maybe you get lucky on the weekend, you get laid then. But, what's he been doing with the rest of his time? Turns out, cloning, human experimentation, CRISPR babies. I've mentioned CRISPR a lot. It's very interesting because it's a way to edit genes. And I keep forgetting what CRISPR stands for. But it's I'm going to have to end this podcast pretty soon because my startup disk is almost full. I only got through one night. Skankfest was cool, man. It's every year is one of the best weekends of the year. It's really cool what they've created and all the people that have come together, and everyone who works on it is awesome. Everyone who comes to it is awesome. There's no problems. It's just a good time. And no, I did not drink at all. Last time I drank in Vegas, I ended up scream puking in the middle seat of a Spirit Airlines flight home as it was descending. The whole plane could hear me. I was just like, in between two, like, I don't know, one of them was an old lady, and she's like, "Well, someone had fun this weekend." I'm like, she's a mother probably. She understands the dangers of binge drinking in Vegas on a weekend. I'm gonna end this and upload it, and I'm gonna do a part 2.